Hey my beauties, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys how I slay this face. This is full glam today, you guys. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, please continue to watch. So I've been using this a lot lately and I really love it. This is the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. So I just applied all over my face and it really makes your skin look super smooth and flawless in your makeup. You can use just a small amount. I kind of got a little overboard because I love it that much. Moving on to the brows, I'm going to be taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz Pencil in the shade Dark Brown. I'm also going to go into the Benefit Cosmetics Brow Zing Brow Powder, and I'm using the brush that I'm using is from Dose of Colors. It's a angle brush, and I also use it to help fill in my brows. I'm not going to do my full brow routine because I always go back and fill in my brows after my foundation is done. But I use some concealer to clean up under my brows to give it a nice highlight. I like the way that looks. And I like using my concealer as a highlight for my eyeshadow looks as well. The concealer shade that I use is a few shades lighter than my skin tone. Now I'm going to add some of that concealer onto my eyelid as a base for my eyeshadow. I don't really like using concealer as a base for eyeshadow. I prefer to use the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot, but I was all out. Once I apply the concealer onto the eyelid, I like to apply some translucent powder because it's going to help me to blend my eyeshadows together really well. Moving on to eyeshadows. So you guys, Colouredraine recently came out with some eyeshadows. This is a few of the shades that I have, and I'm going to use the Colouredraine eyeshadows to create this look today. So the first shade I'm using, oh my gosh you guys, this is one of my favorite transition color, and of course mine is all beat up and broke because on the day I decided to film this video I dropped the eyeshadows. I'm really sad about that, so I have to get a new one. So I'm just applying that into my crease. It's a transition color, and the brush that I'm using is the NYX number 17 brush, which is a really good dupe for the Sigma E40. It's perfect for blending out eyeshadow. Next I'll be applying this dark brown eyeshadow shade, and I'm just going to apply it at the outer corner in a V-like shape using the MAC 239 brush. And then to blend out the eyeshadow, I'm going to go in with this really precise brush. This is the MAC 221 brush. I love using this brush for blending the crease. It's very, very precise. Now I'm going to go in with this black eyeshadow. It's a matte finish and it's Blackmoon, and I'm placing it at the outer corner. What I love about these eyeshadows, they're really, really easy to blend with, you guys, and also very affordable. So I'm going to take my this is the 221 brush, and I'm going to go ahead and blend the eyeshadow. So the key to this eyeshadow look, or any eyeshadow look, is blending. Now for the eyelid, I'm going to use something that has a bit of shimmer to it. Well, not a bit, it has a lot of shimmer to it. And the eyeshadow I'm using is Who Me, and I'm going to use the 239 brush to apply it onto my eyelid. And we're going to kind of pull it into the black. And of course, we're going to go ahead and blend the eyeshadows together. So now I'm going to go ahead and line my top lash line. I'm using the Inglot 77 gel liner, which is definitely one of my favorite, hands down favorite gel liner ever, and I'm using a angle brush to apply the liner. Now I'm going to go into my black eyeshadow again and apply that at the outer corner because I want the outer corner to be really dark and really intense. And then I'm going to also go in with some liquid liner because I also want my liner to be really dark. This is completely optional. The liquid liner that I'm using is by NYC and it is bomb. Now I'm going to go back into my MAC Studio Finish concealer, and I'm just going to apply that at the highest point of my brow bone just to highlight the brows. I don't really like using a lot of eyeshadow on my brow bone area. I kind of just like using concealer. I like the way it looks. And I'm going to go back into the first eyeshadow, the transition shade. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I'm just going to reapply it into my crease. And then I'm going to take that same concealer and we're going to clean up the outer corner of my eyes, basically where I apply my liner, give it a nice sharp line. So instead of using tape, you can always use concealer to clean up the outer corner to make it look nice and sharp. I'm also going to apply some mascara to my top lashes as well. Now we're going to move on to the face. I like to apply my foundation before I touch the bottom part of my lash line. So I'm going to do some color correcting. I'm using a orange shade concealer. I do this quite a lot. I apply it under my eyes because I do have dark circles at the outer corner of my lips and on any little dark spots that I have. Moving on to foundation, I will be taking the Nars Glow. This is in the shade Tahoe, and I'm just gonna apply it all over my face. They say this foundation is sheer, but the coverage is actually pretty damn good. It's like medium, almost full coverage. I love this foundation, and I'm using a damp beauty blender sponge to apply. You guys know how I do. Well, if you're new to my channel, then I love using the beauty blender to apply my foundation. And this is my friend Rochelle. She also has a YouTube channel. Maybe you guys have seen her before. Now moving on to contour, I'm gonna take the Maybelline Dream Velvet foundation in the shade 95 Coconut to do my contour. So it's a few shades darker than my skin tone. I apply it along my forehead and in the hollows of my cheek. My friend Yaris Beth on Instagram, she told me about this to use it for contour, and I'm really loving it. Now the brush that I'm using is by NYX Cosmetics. This is the number 4 brush, and I love using this to blend out my contour. Now, I know I wear a lot of makeup when I do wear makeup, but you guys don't have to follow every single step that I do. You can take what you want from it. I love full coverage. So I'm going to apply the MAC Pro Long Concealer in the shade NC45 under my eyes. And I'm just going to use this to neutralize because I'm going to go ahead and do some highlighting. And when I highlight, I like to use lighter shades for my highlighting. So I'm going to use the Bare Minerals Bareskin Concealer. You guys, this concealer is the freaking best concealer I have ever used. Thank you, Alyssa Ashley, for recommending this concealer to me. I'm obsessed. Okay, so I apply it under my eyes, down my nose, center of my forehead, make my little war paint face. I look crazy, I know that. And I'm gonna go in with my damp beauty blender sponge and blend. Like, do you guys see how that concealer looks when it blends? Like, it just looks nice and dewy. I just love the way it looks, and it doesn't feel dry under my eyes. It has amazing coverage, but it doesn't feel heavy, and I'm obsessed with it. Now we're gonna go ahead and set everything. I'm gonna bake and slay the face, and I'm using the Ben Nye Luxury Powder in the shade Banana today. You could also use the Laura Mercier. Use whatever powder works best for you. I'm really loving the Ben Nye these days. I'm back on my Ben Nye. So I'm just gonna apply it under my contour and also under my eyes. So I'm gonna be baking under my eyes as well. Now I do leave this on my face for quite some time, maybe like 10 minutes, and then I dust it away. Sometimes I just leave it until, you know, I finish my eyes or I finish the rest of my face. But yeah, I always bake my face. I have a video on baking and highlighting contour. So I'm gonna go into my matte Mineralize Skin finish in the shade Dark Deep, or is it Deep Dark? And I'm gonna go ahead and bronze up my skin. I love to bronze up my skin, and I also use this to contour as well. So I apply it on my cheekbone area and my forehead. Now I'll be taking the Smith Cosmetics 112 brush. This is one of my favorite brushes, and I'm gonna use it to dust away all that excess powder. So under the eyes, down the nose, and the center of the forehead. Next, I'll be using a black eye pencil. This is Feline by MAC, and oh my gosh, I make the ugliest faces when I apply my eyeliner. And I'm just gonna line the waterline with that, and then I'm gonna go back into the light brown eyeshadow, run it along my bottom lash line because we're gonna make the bottom lash line a little bit smoky. And then also go back into the black eyeshadow just to intensify the look some more, and then I'm gonna apply that on the bottom lash line as well, and you know, reapply the black eyeliner again. So now I'm going to take some mascara and apply it to the bottom lashes. I'm going to apply a lot of mascara, as much as I can, for my little tiny lashes to give them some sort of life, because you guys know I have no lashes. So now we're going to move on to finish up the brows. I go back into my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and I'm just going to complete the brows so my brows can look nice and fleeky. And I apply my false lashes off camera. I'm using Iris Beauty false lashes in Athena, and the glue that I use is Duo. So now we're going to move on to the blush, and the blush I'm using, it's by Makeup Geek Cosmetics. This is Summer Fling. I'm just going to apply that on the apples of my cheeks, make that little smiley face. And then I'm going to go into my Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Duo. Yes, this is my favorite highlighter. You guys know how excited I get about highlighter. Like, look at that glow. So I'm just applying it at the highest point of my cheekbone, on the tip of my nose, and yes, I have to apply a bit more. And now we're gonna go ahead and dust away all that excess powder because we don't need it anymore. And then I'm gonna take in my MAC Fix Plus spray. This is not a finishing spray. This is just to make the skin look nice and dewy and give it a more skin-like finish instead of me looking powdery and dusty. We don't want that. So I apply it all over my face. Moving on to the lips, I'm going to line my lips with the MAC lip pencil. This is Hover, and my lips look a little dry, you guys. I did use a liquid lipstick, and I didn't like how it looked, which is the one I'm using right now, because my lips were way too dry for that. So I actually took it off, and then I just decided on gloss, and this is the completed look. I really hope you guys enjoy this look. I had tons of fun creating this look for you guys, and give me a big thumbs up if you did enjoy this video, and comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to see next. I love you guys. Bye.